Just got paid or just got laid?
Paid, then he's going to get laid.
Now, why do you have to get paid before you get laid? That sounds,
But you got to take her out to dinner
sounds
first.
like you're purchasing the affections of somebody.
You got to take her to dinner first. Okay?
Somebody's playing some oldies out there. Saturday night, and they ain't got nobody. They got no money. Oh well. We're back. I'm doing a little promo. This guy next to me. This is a self-portrait of my co-host and mentor, the Reverend Dr. William J. Eisenman. It's a fine watercolor painting because Dr. Bill is a fine watercolor artist. As a plane flies overhead along with this music. If you go to the William J. Eisenman collection, which is on Tumblr, you can see the paintings. And if there's one you like, simply email Dr. Bill at newslettercensored.com. And if he still has the painting, you can acquire one of his paintings.
I was a little disturbed the other day. I had somebody looking at these 5 new paintings I've done before. And they looked at them so cursorily.
What the hell does that mean?
Fast, without any concentration, without any focus, without any... I don't care. You know what I mean?
They criticized it?
No, they didn't criticize, and that was enough criticism right there.
You mean not...
They weren't looking at.
Not...
They weren't, staying for a moment on one and perusing it.
Taking it all in, scrutinizing it carefully. Like you're supposed to when you look at a fine painting. Anyway, see the entire William J. Eisenman collection by going to William J. Eisenman collection, all one word, .tumblr.com. And the Tumblr is not spelled normal, like many people are not spelling words normally. It's a
especially on the internet.
Yeah, I know. TUMBLR. Right? Some goofy way they spell it. Tumblr.com. If you're wondering what is the best way you can join this organization, go to newslettercensored.com.
Or to educate yourself.
Or to learn more than the lies you've been hearing all your life from your teachers and the U.S. media and your parents and relatives and government. If you want to hear the real hard-hitting truth, simply go to newslettercensored.com and get your free annual subscription with your gift to support this work. Okay, this is how you join our organization. This is how you become a part of our organization. Okay, there is nothing, and I repeat, there is nothing like this in the mainstream media or online, on the internet, or anywhere. There's nothing like Newsletter Censored. It's hard-hitting truth and news, fighting censorship and conservative propaganda. Founded in 1977 by the Reverend Dr. William J. Eisenman. And if you go to youtube.com / I'm not sure if it's a backslash or a forward slash.
Forward.
The one that leans to the right.
That's back.
/ Megalife21. You will see Censored and the God Project archive classics on demand. Censored or the God Project on demand archive classics, and you can listen to both. Okay, all past readings. Join our Facebook groups under Megalife 21. We have 4 of them. And this particular show, Progressive Discussions, is tied into our Facebook group called Hard Hitting Truth. Okay, so feel free to join that. We also have Holistic Health Talk, which is tied into my show today. That's on the air, Holistic Health Talk. And the pro wrestling is tied into my fitness group called the International Brotherhood of Palavans. And we also have a food and drink group called Everything is Food, named after the Paramount Pictures musical Popeye with Robin Williams and Shelley Duvall. There was a scene where they're singing this song, everything is food, food, food. Alright, you know what I mean. But this is how you join our organization. Get your annual subscription right now. newslettercensored.com. Nothing like it out there, believe me.
Everything is junk, junk, junk with Monsanto GMOs.
And yeah, that's for sure. Well, the whole U.S. food industry, junk, junk, junk. Now I'm going to show the image I've showed many times before to all you teabaggers out there. Here is your patron saint of the GOP, greedy old party, Ronald Reagan himself, with trickle-down economics, where he is urinating on the United States. It's actually pissle-down economics, since trickle-down economics was a big lie, because the money siphons up to the top, never trickles down. So that's your patron saint, the man who shifted the tax burden from the rich to the middle class, and I assume to the poor with consumption taxes.
Of course.
Yeah. The
all
poor,
sorts of consumption, regressive.
Yeah. All right. That's it. Your patron saint, Ronald Reagan, with trickle-down economics, pissle-down, whatever you want to call it. But in reality, it siphons up. All right. So, today for breakfast, I took steel-cut oatmeal and buckwheat groats, kasha, imported, and I pan-roasted it, and I added a little sea salt, cinnamon powder, and some coconut palm sugar, which is low on the glycemic index, and of course water, and I made a hot cereal, whole grain hot cereal from that, porridge. Sometimes I will add a very ripened banana, which I keep frozen. That was my breakfast. I am not sure what I'm having for dinner. I do have to convert the some of the black rice that I have, which I love. Great taste. Dog from last week is back. Anyway, to make, I have to raise my voice to tell you, if you're interested in making cream of rice, cream of wheat hot cereal, cream of anything, cream of cream, no, that doesn't exist.
Cream pies?
Yeah, the kind that they used to throw in people's faces?
No.
Back in the day?
No.
Anyway, you in this case, let's say it's the very highly antioxidant rich and uncle oxidant rich and nutritional value, uncle oxidant, black rice. You take the black rice. Let's say you do what I'm going to do. I'm going to take 2 or 3 cups and put it in a fine mesh colander and wash it really good. All right, because you never know with the pesticides out there. You rinse it off really well for a while, and then you put it in a stainless steel pot and you dry roast it. You toast it until You make sure all the water evaporates from the rinsing, and you dry roast it. But don't burn it. You know, keep on stirring, keep on shaking the pot. Once it's toasted to your liking,
shake your pot.
Right. Then you shut off the flame. Hopefully you have a gas stove, because I hate electric stoves. You shut off the flame and you let it cool down, and then when it cools down to room temperature or warm, put it in a blender, a good blender or food processor, and you grind it until it's like not the consistency of grits, smoother than that, the consistency of a farina, and that's it. Put it in a Ziploc bag, and when you want to make cream of brown rice or cream of black rice or cream of wheat or millet or whatever you want, you simply, well, millet is very fine, very tiny anyway, but you take 1/4 cup of the cream of black or brown rice for each bowl used, and you add your ingredients and you boil that. 1 cup of water to 1/4 cup of the black rice, cream of black rice. You can add cinnamon, you can add dried fruits to your liking, a little sea salt, and you have a breakfast there. You have a cream of rice breakfast, instead of going out and buying organic cream of rice from a company that jacks up the price for grinding it for you. And it works. I do it with organic brown basmati rice, and it works like a charm. So I will do it with black rice, which just happens to have a great flavor, just like jasmine brown or basmati brown rice. I thought it was going to taste weird because it is pitch black rice, but it does not. It tastes very good. And I'm sure after I dry toast it, it will be pretty good. The red skin peanuts, the raw red skin peanuts are back in bulk. I think it's $2.49 a pound at H Mart. Are you? How much are you paying for the Virginia peanuts?
Probably $2.99.
Because the Spanish ones are expensive, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the little round. The red skin peanuts are the ones you want, because the red skin, according to Dr. James Duke, is rich in proanthocyanidins, which is a powerful polyphenol antioxidant. Okay? Comes with the territory, folks. When you have the natural light coming in and fresh air, you hear different sounds from the environment. Another little convenient recipe is making fruit smoothies from frozen fruit. Papaya is very good, or whatever you have. Mixed berries, raspberries, blueberries, strawberries, bananas before they get rotten. You can peel them and put them in a Ziploc bag, okay, and keep them in the freezer so you'll never end up throwing away your bananas. You could boil them with hot cereal, or you can put them in a blender with a cup or two of spring water, filtered water. You can add yogurt, you can add non-GMO soy protein powder, you can add soy milk, you can add almond milk, and whatever you like, and make yourself a quick meal if you're on the go. It's an excellent fast breakfast, instant breakfast, or lunch for those that are in a hurry. And there's also a drink called Avena Molito in Latin markets. It is a finely pulverized oatmeal powder that is used as a beverage. So that's a quick way, especially when the weather's warm, to get that bowl of oatmeal into your system in a more pleasant way when the weather's hot. Frozen fruit low-fat milk with water, or yogurt, low-fat milk, whatever, a portion of the Avena Molito, and you can add that to the dairy product that's in the smoothie, or the soy milk, or almond milk, or whatever, or hemp milk. If you have a Vitamix, you can make a combination milk by adding different seeds, nuts, whatever your choice is. So it's a great meal. You don't have to buy any of this commercially made garbage out there. It's sugar laden and possibly with trans fats. Let me make myself a little handy here. Of course, there was that ominous voice left on my voicemail again from the Fat Cats. We are here to kill you. We are here to kill you. We are here to kill you. That sounds like "We are here to kill you." The extermination of the po folk, the culling of the herd. We are here to kill you. Wow, that's the voice I heard. So anyway, let us get back to our readings.
Scientists revealed on Wednesday that they have found the first solid archaeological evidence that some of the earliest American colonists at Jamestown, Virginia, survived harsh conditions by turning to cannibalism.
Wow. Yeah, Jamestown, Virginia.
Winter 1609-1610.
That was the first colony of the New World, right? Aside from Columbus's landing in the Caribbean.
For years, there have been tales of people in the first permanent English settlement in America eating dogs, cats, rats, mice, snakes, and shoe leather to stave off starvation.
Shoe leather. I heard the colonists that went west in covered wagons. I heard they when they were trapped in the Rockies, headed for California for the gold rush, I heard stories that they had to resort to such horrible choices to survive, and many of them didn't make it traveling west.
Who was that traitor, American traitor? His name escapes me at the moment. Burr. Aaron Burr.
Aaron Burr?
He was leading a expedition up to Canada.
Not Raymond Burr, the actor.
To take over Canada. And his people had to eat shoe leather on the way.
Yeah, or wild game. I'd rather eat wild game than my...
Well, maybe they couldn't get any wild game. But now, the Smithsonian's National Museum of Natural History and archaeologists from Jamestown say the discovery of the bones of a 14-year-old girl shows clear signs that she was cannibalized.
Lovely.
Could they have mistaken, that maybe she was just being eaten?
I mean...
You know what I'm saying?
Did she die and was then consumed, or why would they choose a child over an adult?
Well, they've done that in history before. Are you kidding me?
Kids?
And the Bible prophesies that they will be doing it again.
Well, the ancient Incas and the Incas, Mayans, and Aztecs, they perform human sacrifices. Some often there were children and women. Yeah, children.
Well, these were eaten because of the harsh conditions.
Yeah, they weren't
Not for
sacrificed
sacrifice.
to the gods, to the so-called...
Like that airplane that crashed, remember, up in the mountain, the Andes probably,
Andes,
or whatever it was?
The Andes, yeah.
And they had a resort to cannibalism, too.
Well, yeah. You didn't... I guess under frozen conditions, you don't really have to cook your meat. You can eat like steak tartare, raw.
Evidence indicates clumsy chops to the body and head of the girl, who appears to have already been dead at the time. Smithsonian forensic anthropologist Douglas Owsley said the human remains date to a deadly winter known as the Starving Time in Jamestown from 1609 to 1610, when hundreds died.
And that's not counting the genocide of Native Americans with smallpox, right? Brought from Europe, as well as killing the buffalo to starve out the Native Americans in the plains. You know,
Scientists have said
all for greed.
the settlers probably arrived during the worst drought in 800 years, which left severe food shortages.
Yeah.
The historical record is chilling.
Didn't they ever hear about something called fishing? Since they were in Jamestown, Virginia, the Atlantic Ocean's not that far if you're in Virginia.
Maybe they didn't have a fishing pole. Popeil was not on television at the time.
The Ron Popeil pocket fisherman?
Yeah.
Anything that Ron Popeil has on TV as an infomercial is worthy of my levity bells. Especially that spray paint for bald people. That black spray paint that you spray your bald head and you can't see the baldness.
Early Jamestown colony leader George Percy wrote of a world of miseries
Yeah,
that included digging up corpses from their graves to eat.
What about digging up worms? What about becoming insectivorous like they do in Africa and Thailand? They could have ate bugs.
When there was nothing else.
You know?
Nothing was spared to maintain life, he wrote. Archaeologists at Jamestown and Colonial Williamsburg in Virginia were somewhat skeptical of the stories of cannibalism in the past because there was no solid evidence. Until now, historians have questioned, well, did it happen or not happen? And this is very convincing evidence that it did. The remains of the 14-year-old girl named Jane, well, at least they named their food.
Oh, like they named that big rooster in Medellin, Colombia, before they got it drunk. It was on Anthony Bourdain's No Reservation show.
Oh, God.
They actually raised the chicken from a youngin, and then they named it like a pet, had a name.
And then killed it.
And then they got it drunk one day, and
Then killed it?
yeah, he got killed for dinner.
These remains were discovered last summer in a cellar that had been filled with trash, including bones of horses and other animals consumed in desperation. The vice president of research at nearby Colonial Williamsburg, which oversees excavations of the original Jamestown site, said, "Visitors will have a fuller view of a terrible time in early American history. I think we are better served by understanding history, warts and all, because I think it gives us a better understanding of who we are
Learning from it too.
as a people."
Understanding and learning from it. Not to repeat history, which is what people do anyway.
Gee, I think we're going to repeat history with Syria.
Yeah, what happened?
Would you think?
Israel attacking Syria? You think this might be the...
No, not with Israel, with the United States. So far, according to Bible prophecy, the United States has set up a free Egypt as a Islamic state. And it is said in the Bible, the Kingdom of the South will be led by Iran, and it will be all Islamic states. So America is doing its job to help Bible prophecy.
Right, by being by keeping the war profiteering, war profiteering going.
America buys its lovers. Okay? It buys its lovers and doesn't know who its real enemies are.
So, in other words, once the funds, once the money stops pouring into the country, then the country reverts back to how they really feel, kissy ass, how they really feel about the United States.
When the money stops.
Yeah, but
the United States doesn't stop the money.
No. Well, according to Bible prophecy, the end time tribulation is supposed to begin in the Middle Eastern area, with the king of the north facing and defeating the king of the south. The king of the north, of course, most likely being the European Union with the Roman Catholic Church.
Holy Roman Empire rising up.
The Holy Roman Empire led by Germany. Maybe, or just collectively.
Seventh resurrection.
Holy Roman Empire, yeah. So, well, of course, the white horse of the apocalypse is already riding. False church.
Been riding for 2,000 years.
The false teacher, the false church, the false prophets.
You know, it's just going to increase. Matthew 24.
Now, does the white horse of the apocalypse include Satan coming as an angel of light?
Well, anybody who calls themselves Christians and is not a Christian according to the Bible is an angel of light and masquerading as such.
Yeah, you mean counterfeit Christians?
Yes.
Like the TV evangelists?
Yeah, there's over 2,000 denominations like that.
Evangelicals.
In America.
And even people that are
who are fake, phonies, frauds.
Yeah, even organized religion that's not on TV and not wealthy are following Satan's ways because they're not following the God of the Bible. That's the flamer that was on the hard-hitting truth